Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? So, just to let you know, this isn't one of my usual videos. I'm just like letting you know ahead of time, but it's one I've been wanting to make for a while now. You see, I've been collecting retro video games for like 5 years, and obviously, I haven't been in a game as long as, I don't know, Metal Jesus, Retro Rick, all those guys. But throughout the 5 years, I feel like I've learned a few things, and well, I just want to get some shit off my chest and maybe help out a few new collectors. But yeah, if you want, just put this in the background, listen, do whatever you want to do. Now, the first thing I kind of want to say is that when you first start off, you don't need everything. And I have multiple stories to explain why. So, at least for me, I have my top three consoles that I collect for, and that's the GameCube, OG Xbox, and the Dreamcast. Why? Well, because those consoles honestly mean a lot to me, and they kind of have really great games. Like not gonna lie. I mean, sure, I have a PS1, I have a fucking Sega Genesis, but I don't really play those consoles as much as I do, those three. And I get it when you're first starting out. You want a little bit of everything. You want a taste of the Game Boy, the PS1, the Sega Saturn, the fucking Sega Master System, or maybe the ColecoVision. I don't know, or the N-Gage. For your first few starting years, you're gonna want to taste a little bit of everything, and I definitely understand that. But what I'm saying is, find out what you really love. Find out what you're really passionate about. Find what really gets you going, nostalgia-wise, and just collect for that. And the overall point I'm making with this is you're gonna see on YouTube and in retro gaming stores people with these large, massive collections. And I mean, granted, that's gonna be appealing. I mean, it was to me. Like when I first got started and I was like binge watching Metal Jesus, I just saw all these games and I thought, wow, I'm gonna get each and every one of them. And that's honestly like far from the case now. Now that leads me to two other points: filler games and wasting money. Now let's just start off with wasting money. There's multiple ways you could waste money in retro gaming. Let me just be honest with you. Like, so apparently, Xbox 360 games should be going up in price because the Xbox Live is going down. And I watched a YouTube video where this guy was just like, "This game is gonna be expensive. This is gonna be expensive. Get this, get this, get that, get that." And like, I would say FOMO goes really hard in retro gaming. So like, this is when I was still collecting heavily, but when Nintendo announced they were gonna remake Mario RPG, I was like, oh shit, I gotta hop on eBay, see what the prices are looking like for the original. Oh my god, I gotta go get it. Well, like, another example, I was at a retro game store and I was looking for a Lollipop Chainsaw. I just actually got, like, hey, you guys got a Lollipop Chainsaw for the Xbox 360? He was just like, no, but I hear they're gonna remake it. I'm like, oh shit, now the game's gonna be expensive. And then me and the cashier laughed. But the point I'm getting at is FOMO goes really hard in this hobby, and I don't think it's necessary. Like, yeah, would it be nice to get a physical copy of Mario RPG for the SNES? Hell yeah, but here's the thing: you don't need to get everything all at once. Make retro gaming a small hobby. So like, another example, I've wanted F-Zero GX for a couple of years now. I remember seeing Retro Bird play it on his channel. I'm like, holy shit, this game looks cool. And then I saw a bunch of other YouTubers talk about it. Like, yeah, I definitely want to buy this. And I look on eBay, the game's going for like $100. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I can't buy it. But like, just like a few weeks ago, I saw it for like fucking $70 and like bought it on an impulse. Like, sometimes you just have to be patient and like wait for those deals. There's no need for FOMO and whatnot. And plus, when you buy expensive games, you don't even know if they're gonna be like good or not. So like, I have two examples of this: Mr. Mosquito for the PS2, and I am really disappointed by this one because this one kind of hurt a lot. I saw again Retro Bird played on Shell. I'm like, holy shit, this is a really interesting game. I did my research on it. I saw what it looked like. It was going for 100, and again I'm like, oh fuck, I can't do that. But I went to my retro gaming store. They had it for like $80. I'm like, fuck it, why not? Here's the sad part. I go home and I play it, And the game, the game isn't it. Like how can I explain this? The reason the game is so expensive is because it's weird. It's one of those weird, odd Japanese PS2 games that somehow made it to America. And because of that fact, it's worth 80 to 100 bucks. Now, me personally, the most I would pay for Mr. Mosquito is 30 bucks. But that's because I actually played the game. Some suckers are gonna pay a lot more just to just experience like a shitty game. And I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna suck hard. And another example, this was like a few years ago. I found a Zelda game on the GameCube. It was Zelda Collector's Edition, and the store had it for like 90 bucks. And at the time, I was still somewhat new to retro gaming, so I thought it was really fucking rare. I bought it, and I honestly barely touched it. Like I mostly just like had it as like a flex. Now the downside with that is, again, I barely touched the game. I barely played it. And my philosophy is, if I'm not playing a game within my collection, then what's honestly the point? At that point, it's just kind of like a filler game. And that kind of leads into the next topic, filler games. Now, my thing is, whenever I buy a game, I honestly like really need to like think hard and think like, am I really gonna play this? Am I really gonna like it? Or is this because I found some shit on social media that said, oh, this game is fun? And I also have two examples. So like this was I think a few years ago. I found Final Fantasy VII for the PS1 at the thrift store, CIB, for like 30 bucks. I'm like, no fucking way! Final Fantasy, holy shit! I got it for 30 bucks. That's a good deal. I play it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how this shit works. And like I'm not an RPG guy, and I gave the game like, an hour, 2 hours. I gave it a fair shot, and to be honest, I wasn't into it, so like I sold it. And I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I just bought it because I heard it was a dope game, but that's honestly far from the case because I'm not into RPGs. And unfortunately, I didn't learn that lesson the first time. So here's another story with that. I used to watch this Let's Play a lot. His name is Adventure Andy. He did a Let's Play on Mario RPG like 10 years ago. And of course, I was feeling really nostalgic. I looked up Mario RPG. It was really expensive, so I go to the store. They had a deal, and I'm pretty sure you already know what it is. I played it for like a month, didn't like it, and I sold it. So I'm giving you a bunch of examples on how and why not to waste your money. Definitely stick to what you're passionate about, or stick with what you're nostalgic towards. Like for me, I kind of had to learn this lesson like the hard way. So like, every time I would go to a fucking retro gaming store, I would always blow $100, $200, $100, $200 every time I would go there. I'm gonna be honest, half of those games are still sitting in my collection, not really being played. So yeah, the overall point I'm getting at is, don't give into FOMO. When you purchase a game, be careful about it. Make sure you're actually gonna like it, and just don't listen to the hype. Like the GameCube thing. I'm gonna be honest. I am very passionate about the GameCube, but when 2020 popped off and everybody was collecting GameCube, I didn't really I didn't really collect GameCube. I collected for like the fucking original Xbox, PS2, N64. Everybody was going right. I kind of went left, and now it seems that Xbox 360 is about to go up in price. But to be honest with that, I don't really care. Like I have my childhood collection. I'm good on Xbox 360. Now, one more point I would like to make, and it's a bit controversial. I'm not a fan of going to retro game stores, so just hear me out on this. Let's just say you get 200 bucks, right? And somebody says go crazy, buy as much games as you want. If you go to a retro game store, not gonna lie, you're probably gonna get some like mid-tier games and probably one expensive one. Or you can go on eBay and get like a bunch of shit. Now the thing with that is, of course, retro game stores have to take their cut. Like, I'd imagine most retro game stores, follow price charting, and then they add their shit to it. Like, like Mario RPG. It was going for 100. The store charged, I don't know, 120, $125. I essentially paid $20 more because, you know, the store had to like take their cut. But if you were to give me $120, I could probably buy 2 SNES games. You know, I could buy a bunch of shit on eBay. But that's just like my overall point on that. And plus, not gonna lie, some retro game stores could be like kind of dicks. Like, I showed this fucking cashier a rare Jet Set Radio action figure, and I'm like, yo, you guys got this at the store? He's just like, oh no, I'm sorry, dude, that's really expensive. It looks like he can't really afford that. I'm kind of like, damn, dude, that's kind of rude, low key. But either way, that's just my point. I don't mean to end it on a low note, but yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know, give some advice, shoot the shit about maturing in retro gaming. And yeah, if you're a new collector, just like, be careful. Don't fall into the same pitfalls that me and many others have had. But either way, if you want to, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, no rush, and tell me down below, what's your favorite video game? Tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Mom, I'm at the airport. I'm so excited. First trip to LA. Oh, see, people here are so nice.